Okay. In this market, there are three specific things that agents do to generate business.
And that is?
First one is going to relate to a very, very specific strategy and a script you can use around expired listings. The second one is a unique strategy and a different play on an open house. And the third one has to do more with a geographic area that you're going to target. We're going to cover all three in less than 7 minutes. All right, come on, let's go.
Hopefully we can generate some business now. So the first thing that we're going to talk about are expired listings, which is something that whether you're new in the business over the past couple of years or you've been a seasoned agent, at least in our market, and I'm sure in most of yours, there hasn't been a lot of expired listings. We're used to seeing them go on the market and sell within a couple days or a week. So as we start to see some listings expired, let's chat about some ways that we can take advantage of that.
A couple of great ways to get in front of expireds without looking like you're just pounding them like everyone else is to send a video text. So you look them up in the MLS, you see their owner information and their name, you plug it into Forewarn, you get their phone number, and then you send a quick video text. You could just do a quick 30-second video, basically introducing yourself and say, hey, my name is Will Penny with eXp Realty. I know you've probably been bombarded with calls and letters from realtors. In order to preserve your time and respect your time, I wanted to send you this quick introduction via video to see if you're still looking at offers. So if you just leave a message like that, asking if they're still accepting or reviewing offers, that's going to be very intriguing. It's not exaggerating on your part because you're just asking them. You want to stand out from the crowd. And if you're sending out letters, they're ending up in the trash. Most of them aren't even going to get opened, and they're probably going to cost you, by the time you factor in labor, at least $1 each. So and plus it takes days or a day for them to get it. So you're better off just calling them. So
stop wasting time.
Send them that video. Once they respond back, if they send you a text back, if they say yes or maybe, just try to schedule a phone call. Don't give them any more via text. Or if they respond, just pick up the phone and call them. And if they leave them, if you end up getting their voicemail, then just say, saw that you texted me back, just would like to schedule a time to chat with you. If they say, well, do you have a buyer? You can say, well, listen, there's not a lot of inventory on the market right now, and I'm trying to get together a list of off-market properties, which is a kind of a sexy term because it sounds like exclusive, and ask them if they want to be on that list, and then try to schedule an appointment, go over there, and then do your thing. It's all about helping and coming from a place of abundance. So that's the first tip for expireds. The other one that we talked about, which is going to freak a lot of people out. Again, this is about being successful. This isn't about being a secret agent. This isn't about hiding behind a curtain. This is about having conversations. And all of the top agents that make 6 or 7 figure incomes do what we're talking about, or did what we were talking about before they built their business up. So anyway, you stop by and you park in their driveway, you leave the engine running and the door open. Psychologically, that is going to make people feel like you're not hanging around. So you go up, you knock on the door, they come to the door, they see your car in the driveway, the engine's running and the door's open. So they're automatically going to think, okay, he's not coming in. And you just say, hey, I noticed your house came off the market unsold. And I was wondering, wanted to stop by and introduce myself and see if you're still accepting offers. Again, it all starts the same way. That is going to start a conversation. What do you mean accepting offers? And again, then you just get in there. Don't get into talking about listing the house. Just try to ask some questions about why it didn't sell. The whole idea is successful sales. It's all about asking questions. You want to identify the pain, exaggerate the pain, and then provide a solution. Those are 2 great ways to get expireds in front of you.
How can you hold a successful open house? One is leave a lot of signs. So a lot of directional signs, as many as you can have out there. There are some communities, as a matter of fact, an agent on my team and I were just talking about this, depending on where you're at and what the ordinances are, will depend on how many signs you can have, but I tend to ask for forgiveness as opposed to asking for the permission to do it. So I put out as many signs as you can. Second thing is, and I think this is key, leave at least 50 to 100 flyers, hangers, information in their mailbox, whatever, to the surrounding homes about a week ahead of time.
The whole idea here is to get as many people through your open house as possible. The NAR statistic on percentage of homes that sell at an open house, it's under 5%. The whole reason to have an open house, there's 3 ways to get in front of people who want to buy or sell now. FSBOs, expireds, and open houses, because they all have raised their hands saying, I'd like to move. When people come to an open house, generally speaking, they're thinking about moving. 74%, according to the NAR, 74% of people hire the first agent they talk to. So if you're putting out flyers around an open house a few days or a week before, then what's going to happen is it's multi-level success, because they're going to see you in the neighborhood. They're going to see you're a go-getter. If they come to the open house and you can create a database, and that leads me to the next thing. You want to have them sign in, right, Mark?
Yeah, and whether you use a sign-in sheet or there's an app, I know that KV Core has an app. There's a couple of other free apps that you can get that you can have on your phone, iPad, laptop. The idea here, again, is to make sure that you collect their information.
Have the open houses on a Sunday between 1:30 and 3. And because you want to give yourself time after the open house, because I was listening to a podcast last year and there was a brand new agent who sold 50 homes his first year. And he had 4 open houses a weekend. And what he did is he would bring a list of homes. He did all the things we were talking about. Then he would bring a list of homes in and around that price range, like 50 grand either side, that are on the market right now. Check out that list ahead of time. Look at the photos, look at the days on market, know that list. And when you're talking to the buyers or potential buyers at the open house, ask them if there's anything else that they would like to see this afternoon. Are you going to any other homes? Do you have appointments to see any other houses? Whip out that list, show them everything that's available, and ask if they'd like to see any of them. If you end your open house at 3 o'clock, then you've got 2 to 2.5 hours. Block that 3 to 5:30 out so that you can potentially schedule showings for those buyers to see. If you could get one buyer every weekend that agreed to go see a few houses with you, the whole idea is just to build rapport with them. You always want to create a list of people, like your pipeline of people that want to move down the road. Because if you're nurturing those, you got the now business now down the road. So that's open houses. The next thing we're going to do is get into farming.
When you hear of farming, it's kind of this wide angle lens as to well, what does that look like? Who am I farming to? I think what's important to get the biggest ROI in this is to figure out who your target market is, right? So whether it's your neighborhood that you live in, a neighborhood that you want to work in, make sure that the market that you're going to be farming, or you're learning about, and it isn't a saturated market.
And what do you mean by saturated?
Saturated meaning, let's say that there's a community that's 8 or 10 years old. It's kind of the, hip or nice, cool community that everybody wants to live in. And because of that, over the last, 3 to 5 years, there's, 8 or 10 agents that continually hit that area with mailers. I'm not saying to not farm there, but if you're going to do it, make sure that you do it in a way that you stand out. Consistency is the key. You can send out a blast mailer once and think that all of a sudden your phone's going to ring. It doesn't work that way. Make sure that the markets that you pick, you are specific on it and that you are consistent on it.